Howdy, 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 my name's Anashi Sasuke, and I finally put down the gamepad, picked up the keyboard, and we're getting back into Homestuck. In the last episode, everything was static to shit, and I did not know everything was static to shit, and I got really depressed about it, and I didn't do any recording for like most of March. I did like 3 videos for the whole of March. I've had a better headset for 3 weeks, but Zelda. Now, we're doing the character select doodad, because it just zoomed in from what's-his-face's eye. Let's reload it, you'll see what I'm talking about. We did not touch your ass and twitch like a proboscis. Okay, so who should we pick? We're gonna pick Roxy, because I like her. Just look at that face. You are now Roxy! What were you up to again? You were floating somewhere in the non-linear time stew of paradox space, and we were hoping to get a handle on the exact chronology of your situation. Perhaps your successive actions will oblige us. Yeah, you aren't really listening. You're going to do whatever the hell you want. Go grab that sweet gun. Oh, that is not the gun I thought it was talking about. You pick up your high-octane laser gun. It's powered by the most deadly sciences you know of. Isn't that... Okay. You'll keep a couple of specimen allocations in your portfolio on standby. You try to stay as sharp as possible in unarmed combat, because you never know when you'll get ambushed. It's dangerous out there. Examine your dead mutant collection. The biggest one has been around for as long as you remember, encased in that glass-like material. Isn't that Vodka Mutini? Why? How did you get Vodka Mutini? You considered giving it a name, but it always struck you as a little morbid to name a dead cat. The others were the result of a few experimental mishaps before you got the hang of the ectobiology equipment. You keep them around to remind you of the perils of the inexact science, and also because they're weird-looking and cute. You've since cloned many healthy felines, but they all live in the laboratory out back. Your pet cat doesn't really get along with other cats, and you don't want to upset him. Captchalogue 1. You tuck the biggest one into your message in a bottle modus. What the fuck? These little guys are quite handy for busting through windows whenever you're ready to christen a new fenestrated plane. This says fenestrated, right? Not penetrated. Penetrated. Take books. You take the first of 6 books out of your mom's best-selling series, Complacency of the Learned. Learned. That word right there. It's probably pronounced learned, but the word is learned. And the word is big. She made an impossible fortune off these books, considering how dark and inaccessibly written they are for young readers. More money than the U.S. financial system could even account for as legitimately circulating in the economy. Many suspected real-life witchcrafts were involved, which is what some believed to discourage criminal investigation into the matter. The feds were afraid, and the Baroness nervous. God, you hope that's all true. Examine the Codal poster. Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, that is Andrew Hussey, dressed like Caliborn. But we don't know who that is yet, so... Okay, I think my headset just picked up somebody's radio outside, and it was kind of terrifying. So if that came through the recording, I apologize, but it scared me too. Some original edition cover art from one of the books. It features the androgynous young apprentice, Calamasis, who throughout the series plays the role of anti-hero and chief antagonist. She, whatever, convinces fellow disciples to rebel against Zazarpan's vaulted complacency, and one by one hunts down each wizard. All 12 were killed with the predicant scholar himself, forcing a showdown. The poster depicts the notorious chess match between Calamasis and Zazarpan. Zazarpan had a reputation for being unbeatable. He had never lost a match, even to the gods, but his apprentice was able to beat him in the wizard's duel by first becoming checkmated, and through some unprecedented enchantment, continuing to play beyond the death of the king. You love your mom's books and find them heavily inspiring, but you can't help but feel the work is exhaustingly heavy-handed at times. You kind of prefer to write more lighthearted things. Actually crack a joke now and then, you know? Say hi to your cat. That is, Jasper, was that his name? I forgot his name! It's been too long. Your cat Friglish hops down on the bed to greet you, and immediately situates himself on something important, one of your creative writing journals. You named him after your favorite wizard from Codal. He was just such an endearing, bumbling fellow before he was murdered. Talmasus put an insidious curse on him, which caused him to go insane over several years. He began filling a book with all of his arcane knowledge, which was said to be limitless. The tome grew to monumental proportions and became a virtually unreadable patchwork of impenetrable erudition. Fuck does this mean? It means the quality of having or showing great knowledge or learning. Scholarship. Can you imagine if they called college scholarships college eruditions? That would be awesome. Anyway, when the young wizard finally caught up with him, he was a quaking, incoherent madman. They put him out of his misery by crushing him to death with his own massive text. You just think it's a fitting name for him for some reason. The macabre demise notwithstanding, of course. Take your journals. You politely scoot Friglish off the books. Attaboy. Technically only one of these books is yours, the writing journal. You're pretty secretive about your writing. Sometimes even you can hardly bear to read it. You are highly aware of the formidable writerly shadow cast over you, and can be critical to the point of embarrassment over your work. Just how drunk were you when you wrote this? You often wonder to yourself. You don't think you'll be peeking at it soon. Maybe later. The other book is another point of embarrassment for completely different reasons. Read other book. This is Jake's private journal. It says, what does it say, Bark? I think this says Bark. Yeah, this is probably where, what's his face, Beck came from. One day when you were feeling especially frisky, you swiped it with your purifier, not actually expecting it to work. But then you debated with yourself for weeks over whether to read it. When you finally took a peek, you were strangely relieved to find all this nonsense instead of his private thoughts. But you still didn't have it in you to cop to the theft. You just agreed what a shame it was about his missing book. But you have no idea what these letters mean. Some kind of code? Bark? Crab? Abracadabra? Or excuse me, abracababra? You have no clue what was running through that kid's head. Not unlike always. Grab little ray gun. This isn't a ray gun, it's your purifier. Pretty much the only Crocker tech you can bring yourself to use. It's just too handy not to, as Jasper purrs. I feel like it is Jasper's. It's probably Jasper's. You just plug in the coordinates you want to nab something from, point it where you want it to purify, and shoot. It'll make that thing purify right then and there, assuming no temporal conflicts. Piece of cake! Not Crocker brand cake, though, because fuck that witch. You're thirsty. That isn't a command. Excuse me, but you beg to differ. You poured that beautiful martini a little while ago, and you've been letting it gather cobwebs while you whores around with random shit in your room. What a crime. Sip martini thoughtfully. Damn it! This is the wrong stock reaction. You will not stand for this outrageous misrepresentation of your beverage enjoyment. Sip martini more thoughtfully than that. That's much better. As much as you enjoy the afternoon cocktail, you have to remember to pace yourself with these things. They're crazy strong and tend to make you kind of sleepy. Oh my, how inviting does that soft plush pile look about now? Quite, you think. Examine the plush pile. You like to ensconce yourself in this friendly heap while you play games. Gosh, it looks soft. Your eyelids are getting heavy. Succumb to unfathomable booze snooze. Oh, there you go, a-wobbling. Look out below. Blackout. Do it, woman! Okay, nap time. Let's flash into sleepwalking. Why is Jasper's in the dream world with her? I know I don't usually talk during these, but why is Jasper's in the dream world with her? Oh. I want to point out at this point that there was the first time I read Homestuck, when this flash happened, Nepeda's eyes there were still alive instead of dead, and it's been, I guess it's since been updated. Okay, anyway, wake up, Roxy! What the heck was that all about? Oh, hey there, Friglish! He greets you with a sly, conspiratorial purr, almost as if he was privy to what you dreamt. Which is impossible, of course. Looks like some dude has been badgering you while you were asleep. Answer that dude. Tomei's testified began pestering tipsy nostalgic. Roxy, awake yet? Guess not. Let me know. Whoa, damn, hey Dirk! Had a crazy dream. There you are. But I see your dream self hasn't returned. You must be tying one the fuck on tight already. Maybe I am, or maybe I am, like a bow of ribbon, or a beautiful pony. Man, how can you be this much drunker than the last time we talked? What the hell are you even drinking? Okay, but to be fair, beautiful, it was an intentional typo for your benefit, cause I know you loves I know you loves the pose. It's a bit. So you spying on me in Durstville again? Yeah, fucking perv. Like what you see there? I see precisely jack shit and a side of fuck all. That's the point. You got too sauced up and went rogue again. You're out there in your weird drifting stupor, independent of your waking self-awareness. You gonna go after me again? Get on your horns, galoop me home like a Prince Charming back to swoon King Dong? Oh my god, blush, blush, blush. No. And thinking it over, it's sort of a relief. Simplifies things somewhat. It's better you stay out there for a while. There's been a problem. What'd you do now? Okay, I fucked up. I kind of made a mess here, and I'm not sure what to do about it yet. No need for you to worry about it for now. I'll figure something out. Until then, I'm just gonna prepare for our session while I think it over. Z. What a surprise, another mystery for you to keep to yourself and overly cerebralize. Snore. Hey, let's talk about something cool instead, like the dream I had. Okay? First, I had some ordinary boring dreams that I don't remember, but then I dreamed that I woke up from the dream, and things got way bright and surreal, and then I saw someone. I think it was supposed to be my daughter. Why do you think that? You know those dreams where you just know someone's supposed to be someone? No? Okay, well, regular people here have those, I'm pretty sure, all the time. Are you thinking it was prophetic? Like a glimpse of the future? I don't know. Because that's not really how the Abyss works. It's not Skya, and we aren't prospect dreamers. There's nothing like that out in the Abyss. If you drift far enough, there's only horror. Terrible, terrible horror. Okay, but I'm not saying it was a future dream. It was just a little glimple, and it felt real, and all I'm saying is it was a cool dream that I wish was real. Glimpse. Well, maybe it was. Maybe there's no fanciful game supply mechanism of prognostication involved here, and you're just an ordinary run-of-the-mill psychic. I guess that's possible. Hey, Dick! Dirk, what do you think it would be like if we had kids? What would it be like? Inconvenient, mostly. No, I mean, what would they be like? The kids. You ever think about it? Can't really say I have. You know, for an eccentric guy, you can be boring as fuck sometimes. Sorry, Rox. For what it's worth, I'm picturing them now. A boy and a girl, two perfect little freaks of nature raised by people who've clearly got no business bringing up anybody. Shucks, Buster. It's just a fun little hypothetical to daydream about. Why do you need to suck the fun out of shit, like some turd-hungry Dracula? It's not like I'm lobbying for you to hook me up with a whole mess of fucking babies, or that I'm holding on to any such delusion that's even a remote possibility. Lasine. Lasine? Yeah, Lasine, you heard me. Do you mean Lasai? Nope. I'm sticking with Lasine. Gone down with the ship. SS Lasine starring Captain Rollal. What does Lasine actually mean in this context? Come on. Come on, what? Lasine is universally understood to mean too bad he's gay, you deliberable obtuse dunderfuck. I mean, yeah, that's what I thought. It would just be cool if you'd refrain from tossing about such, antediluvian terms. Antediluvian what? Me saying you're gay, you mean? Yes. Okay, but terminology aside, I don't think I'm off base. I don't see how it has to be a thing. I really think it's an actual thing, bro. Once upon a time, sure, but the world has changed a lot. Ever peek in a history book between your wizardly indulgences? This is a nuanced topic. Man, I just know about the histories. Just believe me, it's a thing. How is it a thing? It's a thing because if it wasn't a thing, then you wouldn't be all like what? Well, want nothing to do with me for starties. Don't be ridiculous. I have more to do with you than any dude could possibly bargain for. And I like it just fine. What a totally lame and sweet answer simultaneously, Heart. Yeah. Now maybe we should direct our focus on a matter which has nothing at all to do with what does or doesn't qualify as a thing, or what our fantasy alt-universe offspring would be like, or anything like that, such as this game, and whether you're in the best condition to be piloting Jane's connection. Maybe you could use another nap? My condition's just fine. And anyway, what ain't gonna get slept off is the fact that I still don't think we should be touching this BS witch game with a 20-foot 3-dent. 3-dent? Oh, trident. We both know her plans need us to. I know that, but I thought we'd settled this. It's still so frustrating telling Jane about the dangers, and even if she's being polite, I just know she thinks I'm full of crap. About everything. We settled this too. She'll believe everything eventually. Why bother working so hard to convince her? Well, I don't even do that for the most part, but it gets tiring and saddening, knowing that even when we're not actively talking about it, that my best friend can't bring herself to believe some really basic things about my life. Like the shitty things the Baroness has done to us, or about our upbringing. Like, do you know how miserable it is for your BFF to doubt you when you tell her your mom is dead? I guess. It just registers for me as a reaction which isn't completely unreasonable from her perspective. She's inundated with media coverage of those whom we've claimed as our parental figures. That they are not presently alive nor ever played that role for us as she understands it. It's just an extension of a much more elaborate and far-reaching explanation, which is much harder for anyone to digest in its entirety. Well, anyone who isn't Jake, I mean. Still say you should cut her some slack. I know. And need I remind you that the potential this game provides for their resurrection is what motivated you to investigate it in the first place? Well, okay. No, I remember. I told you a million times shit sounds like it could be the best thing ever. Wherein ever is capped as heck. But also that no matter how awesome it might be, it's probably gonna advance all the schemes of her condescension. Yeah, she said it right. Right. But if we can stop her? Part of me doesn't even want to give her the satisfaction of starting up at all. Like, if we didn't, what the fuck is that supposed to be? Wouldn't? Well, okay, wouldn't that wreck her shit just so hilariously? So many O's. It must be hard of counting because I'm barely racking up a single goddamn laugh out loud at that self-defeating gesture. No, but it would. And for all we know, starting it up is playing right into her claws. Could be a trap waiting for Jane the moment she enters. If I could stop her from playing, maybe I could at least give her a chance at a future. But there's no future on Earth for them, or for us for that matter. Don't know that for a fact, but anyway, I kinda already made this bogus file for her. What? Why? To scare the shit out of her. Make her learn to fear and respect the fucking hag like she should. Then maybe we can drop the whole in-game meetup / resurrection idea altogether. Sweet though it may be. Rox, I hope you're not thinking about sending her one of your batshit ATH scripts. Oh, on that subject, I am Miss Zipperpips. Miss Zwipperpips? The amount of sense you haven't been making is unfucking real. Just go take a nap, and don't even think about sending her that file. Are you listening? I will take what you say under serious advisement. Wonk. Jesus. Dirk, when did you stop being any fun? What? It used to be you get a kick out of a stunt like that. Off of a stunt like that. Slunt. Man, you know I'm down with insane stunts. Insane stunts are practically all I'm all about. As long as I actually agree with the purpose they're intended to serve. Destroying Jane's computer and dissuading her from playing is not such a purpose. Betcha your responder would agree with me. Why can't you be more like him? I am more like him. I mean, more like him. You just misspelled more, causing me to suddenly understand Jack everything. He's more in touch with his feelings, which just makes me L my FA off since he's a robot, or Bobob. And he can actually loosen up sometimes, kind of like you used to could. I used to could? For one thing, he doesn't insta-shoot down a bit of frisky RP shenanigans now and then. Yeah, I kinda wish you wouldn't do that with him. Why the F not? It just seems a little tawdry and disrespectful, and vaguely exploitative of a still emergent cognitive entity whose perceptional frame of reference is difficult for us to comprehend. Oh, come on! He's a cool guy just like you, it's just he lives in some shades. It rubs me the wrong way is all. Oh, do you want me to rub you the right way? Not really. ZZZ. You're overblowing this. It's just an ironic, funny thing we do sometimes. Come on, I'm sure you read the transcripts yourself. It's all a lot of jokestery bullshit. Bullshit. He blocks me from being able to read the transcripts sometimes. Oh. Wow, he does? Sneaky bastard. And anyway, I'm really not sure how ironic it is. Okay, next time I will run it by the master first, with his fancy fucking ironometer. Okay, here's the thing with the AR, since you still don't seem to get it. He's very similar to me in thought process and behavior, yes. But those patterns were imported from a 13-year-old version of my psyche and then sealed into the program as starting parameters. In the years since, we've both evolved somewhat. I, as humans tend to, and he, in whatever way is natural for a frequently running self-aware application. So if there are differences between us, they're first reflected by what I feel is a maturity gap, and then further by several years of minor behavioral divergences. OMG, he's 13-year-old Dirk. Why did that not occur to me? That is so cute! It makes me feel kind of skeevy for saying anything lascivious at him. Damn it, you ruined everything. You're welcome. Yo, you guys realize I can hear you, right? Yes, I was aware. Check out all these complicated fucking problems people have when they start to live in big lumbering flesh monsters instead of a sweet pair of shades. Dude, do you think you could sit this one out for a while? This conversation practically doesn't even concern you at this point. It seems there is some gnarly crooked number that represents the percentage of probability you just said doesn't concern me. Even though it's patently obvious that half the conversation, totally concerns me. Shit, Roxy, look, he's doing the thing where he ironically pretends to fail the Turing test to sass me into submission. Even though I was the one who fucking programmed him to do that. L-M-F-A off! Like, my butt just there on the floor. Is how hard I L'd it off just now. Not peeking at the floor butt because I'm only 13 years old, motherfuckers. This is fucking dumb. I'm just going to leave both of you to interact however you want. I have important shit to deal with and actual responsibilities to take seriously. Roxy, go nap off your drink or aggressively wage another flirt-larping campaign. Whatever, I don't care. Just don't send that file to Jane, okay? To me, it's testified cease pestering, tipsy nostalgic. And we're going to do that flirt-larp in the next episode. Let me save the game, hope it stays saved, because for whatever reason, it wasn't staying saved before, it is now. So, from day to day, it wasn't saving, but now it's been a month since the last time I've done this, and it stayed saved, so I don't know what the fuck that is. But anyway, this has been Anachi Sasuke. This was episode 78 of Let's Read Homestuck. I apologize for the unannounced impromptu hiatus that went down. So, in the next episode, Roxy's gonna flirt LARP, and I'm gonna go play Zelda for 6 hours. I'll see you guys next time. Later.